Kia ora, westerly winds bringing a fair scattering of showers, even some thunderstorms back towards these western parts of the country, not just through this afternoon, but also on in towards Friday as well. As we head through the rest of Thursday afternoon, you'll find this front runs up from the south, brings a touch more cloud through parts of Canterbury. Perhaps a brief shower there, but most of the activity is going to be on this western side. Fairly brisk westerly wind as well. Runs down. I think we might find some of those stronger winds making their way in towards parts of Wairarapa and Hawke's Bay as well. But a lot of the wet weather stays at the other side of the hills. You can see a fair number of showers staying there through this evening. And even as we head through the night time, we'll find this wet weather moves back in across those western areas as well. So some showers, even some longer spells of rain through there. But on the South Island, some clearer skies through parts of Canterbury and Otago will mean the temperature can really drop down once again. Temperatures back down to around about freezing through parts of Canterbury, down to about 2 degrees Celsius in Christchurch City, but you don't have to go far to find those temperatures back down below freezing. Timaru and even down in towards Queenstown. A chilly old start today for you, perhaps even a touch of a frosty one as well. We'll keep hold of that general westerly feel in our weather as we head in towards Friday, with more showers to come and some heavier spells of rain as well, feeding in from the west. The risk of some thunderstorms across the Northland, especially as those fronts run through and through the afternoon and evening time. We'll even find some thunderstorms around that that western side of the South Island, with more showers through the daytime. So the best of the weather, well, the driest of the weather, is out towards the eastern side. Some clearer skies back across those far southern areas, at least by the time we head in towards the evening. But for the North Island, it is looking like a fairly unsettled story. The best of any dry weather around those eastern areas first thing, but even here, the cloud thickening up. A fair number of showers and spells of rain around towards those far western coasts. Some pretty heavy bursts. I think we are going to find perhaps some thunderstorms from places, say, well, from Northland right the way down towards the Carpeted Coast. But I think we are going to find those ones across Northland and Auckland ease off through the evening time with some clear skies back with you. But I think head down towards the likes of, say, Waikato, Waitomo, even down towards Manawatu, will keep hold of more cloud and rain through the daytime. Most of the activity north of Wellington City, but still rather a cloudy story for the capital. The spell of some patchy rain for you as well. In terms of our temperatures, highs back to around about 18 degrees Celsius in Auckland, and not nearly as cold as we head through the nighttime on in towards Saturday. Now for the South Island, it's still generally that east-west split with some clearer skies around to start the day. Still quite cold and frosty through parts of Canterbury and Otago, but it will turn cloudier as we head through the daytime, but that northwest arch reforming across us as we head through the afternoon. And you can see that wet weather on that western coast, still with that risk of some heavy, perhaps thundery falls through there. We'll get a brief spell of rain that makes its way through Southland and Otago. Fairly brief, it moves through fairly quickly, perhaps enough to bring a bit of snow about the tops of the hills. We might find a little bit more snow about the top of the Milford Road, so keep an eye on that if you're planning your journeys around there. But you can see by the time we head in towards the night, it's pretty clear again as well. The wind's turned a little bit more of a southwesterly for the likes of Christchurch and Banks Peninsula. In terms of our temperatures, daytime highs in Christchurch back to around about 17 degrees Celsius. There we are. But again, a bit of a cold night coming up, back down to 1 degree Celsius for you. And temperatures once again back in those inland areas, back down below freezing. -2 for Mount Cook, -1 there for Queenstown. A chilly and frosty start to Saturday. But for many of us, Saturday is looking like a pretty decent day. We'll find higher pressure begins to build across us as we head in towards Saturday, and it should mean some fairly settled dry weather across the Northland and for the majority of the South Island as well. You can see a touch more cloud in towards places like Buller and down through Westland, some showers about the ranges there, and that rainfall feeding in towards the far south. But for many of us, it's a dry looking day, a bit more cloud through Southland and Otago, but generally fine dry for Canterbury and up across many parts of the North Island. Heading through towards Sunday, we'll find that wet weather moves further northwards. A bit of a showery end to the day across the western side of the North Island. Some heavier falls around the western side of the South Island. But I think we are still going to be finding the best of the dry weather out towards the east. And for the weekend, Saturday looks to be the pick of the days. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.